Hi guys, happy Wednesday. I wanted to come on here to talk about clearing karma. I'm gonna try and keep this shorter and actually do a podcast episode about this wonderful subject. I'm also meant to interview Nate Carter, who has been, it's like my soul brother. We connected on Instagram and I feel like he's been someone that shares things that I've been wanting to talk about and talked about for a long time, but I couldn't really express it in the way that he does. And it's amazing because it's like translating what I'm thinking. It's like amazing. It's one wavelength. We found each other randomly. But yeah, I thought what a beautiful way to actually do that. So clearing karma. This is something that came up. I'm so sorry for the background noise. Somebody's making a lot of noise somewhere. I don't know what they're doing, but hopefully you can't hear it. But this week alone, I had two clients who came through and talked to me about basically they were talking to me about family, like especially the relationship with mothers, grandmothers, and it is such a powerful thing because I never really comprehended this until I started doing the work on healing myself. I never even realized how sick I was because I I found myself in a place where I was just engulfed in how I was living, like with diabetes without even knowing it for a while, by the way. Then adrenal exhaustion, saying I'm feeling this way, I'm feeling this way, I'm feeling this way, and not getting heard by the people in my life. And that dark night of the soul that came out of all this, that is like, hey, either you get better or you're just gonna literally crash and die. Decide. It was powerful because I decided that I was gonna get better and I wasn't just gonna be a victim of circumstances, which is so easy to do. Through that process, I actually realized what the female lineage in my life has been doing, which is giving up really for a lot of the times and really just become victims and living in a certain way, which is creating these loops. And God will use life to teach you a lesson and you will make the same mistake over and over and over and over again until you get it. And this is for everybody. I am doing the work and sometimes I'm sitting back and I'm like, oh my God, I am reacting to this like I've always done, which is creating anxieties, creating insecurities, creating this. How do I snap out of it? Because I'm way better than that. So I worked on this and I have managed to proudly find out what these things are. And actually I work on them. Is it perfect? Hell no, it's not perfect. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe somebody can can drive me crazy like I am doing it myself. I just need these massive reminders because I am quite an emotional being. And the truth is also, which is a good thing, I have connection to feelings. Equally though, it's because I'm living in a life, I'm living this human experience which I don't fully belong to. I don't know how to explain it. I feel like, first of all, I feel like I'm like out of time. People are like, how old are you? I'm like, oh, I think I'm 43 this year. But I feel like I'm in my 20s. Like, I feel like part of me is old soul, but I feel so young and connected and like vital. And I don't feel like I'm in my 40s. It's crazy. I feel like I have my whole life in front of me. On the other side, I I have this, I don't know, I have these moments where I'm like so connected to this bigger self, this up like larger version of me. I can't actually describe it. And then I'm like, oh, I'm confined in this human body, but it feels so restrictive because I'm like expansive. And so I know that I'm like, my soul is expanding and I'm living this duality, which is amazing in many, many ways. But I also, you have to navigate those feelings. So I try to really navigate that. And I can see sometimes I go back into these loops that were there before so that I have to adjust them to become a better version of me over and over. And so nobody's perfect. We're going to do it. But the truth is, we need to take control. So how do we clear karma? Well, you clear by recognizing what your triggers are, by recognizing what the triggers and the habits and the cycle of your family lines are, and then really working at forgiving. having compassion, and creating boundaries. And I say that because a lot of us have always been given this, have been given roles in our life, right? You have the role like the big sister, the mother, the carer, like whatever it is, the role that you were given was. And if you listen to my podcast, you know there are some episodes that I've shared about that for my personal experience. You can listen to them. And I've seen so many improvements. Like I wasn't talking to my mother for a long time, and for 2 years, and I was doing this clearing work, ancestral clearing, and I saw the positive impact this energetic work had on her. And I saw her really working on things, and she was becoming this amazing version of herself. And then at some point she stumbled, and she is in a place right now where she has some of the old habits and words and the way she speaks that are coming back. Those are the triggers for me, because I see somebody that has so much potential not taking that potential to the next level. But at the same time, this time, the way I react to it is that I'm going to send compassion and forgiveness to her, because if I do that, at some level, she will feel it. And I'm hoping that she will take that on and then restart the work to become a better version of herself. And she's 60, and she has always been someone that would easily be a victim of circumstances, because it's just very easy for human beings to be victims. And she's not. She's a powerful woman, but she just doesn't harness her power as she should, which is sad to see. This is a sadness for me, because when I work with women and I recognize their light and I see that they dim it because it's easier, it drives me crazy. But equally, I'm only here to serve and to offer the space. So whatever I tend to do and offer the space for, it's just coming from this higher self, right? That this larger version of myself whose purpose is this, and I need to learn not to get emotionally involved with these things by being judgmental. And this is a way that you clear karma as well. And then you're going to have to observe how you react, how you act, and what choices you're making, so that you can also create a shift. If you have children, this is important, because they're already here, and you doing this work will help them create awareness around the work they need to do to clear their karma and the family karma they're holding. But if you don't have children, even better, because you actually can do the work before you have them. So if you are looking to have children, then clear the karma of your family lineage before. If you're a woman, this is even more important. If you're a man, it's equally as important, but a woman holds the key to many generations. The man is a little more limited, but you still can do the work, because your representation, the masculine energy that has to be positive in balance with the energy of the woman, that feminine energy, which by the way we both hold, because God itself is female and male energy together. You can't just say he, she. It's not as limited as our human vocabulary is. Like, it's not. So you have to really embody these elements to be that better version of yourself, and try to do that work without spiritual bypassing, without being confined in little spaces. That's the hardest part for a lot of people. And make choices that sometimes can feel and sound hard, but they're necessary. So I hope this will help you just trigger a little bit. I'm going to be speaking about clearing karma a lot more, and I hope that we can create a discussion around this. But if you have been working on lineage and clearing, just share. And yeah, we can take it together to the next level. I can share the podcast, some of the beautiful meditations I've been doing with my clients. And again, this conversation came up with our clients. Grandmothers came up a lot this week. It was amazing. There is work to do, and we can really do it. And if you are that person that is waking up to this reality, face the music, because you will be so proud of it by the end of your life, when you look back and it's like, my God, I've done work that has impacted generations before me in a positive way. I think that's great to leave behind, right? Talk soon.